Hello and welcome to Youth Assembly this 8th day of February 2021. It's good to have you this new week for another edition of Youth Assembly on Click Niger Internet Radio. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. Today on Youth Assembly, we are looking at the compliance with the Coronavirus Protection Law 2021 in the FCT. I have with me today Mr. Gbenga Omokhunu. He is a correspondent with the Nation newspapers. Welcome, Mr. Gbenga.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. Okay. All right. So the FCT Task Force on Enforcement of COVID-19 protocols have been going around the city to ensure that people in public places comply with the Coronavirus Protection Law 2021 signed by the President Muhammadu Buhari, to check the spread of the coronavirus in the country. Yet, many residents of the FCT can be seen not wearing their masks and violating social distancing rules in public places in clear violation of the law. Now, what are some of the challenges faced by the task force in enforcing the law, and how can they overcome this and help stop the spread of the virus in the FCT? That is what we intend to answer today. As I have introduced my guest earlier, Mr. Gbenga Omokhunu, who will help me discuss this and we analyze it and even find solutions to this problem. So, Mr. Gbenga, so far, how would you assess the level of compliance with the law in the FCT?
Yes, thank you so much. I want to give thanks to God for giving us this privilege to be here to discuss this very important topic. For me, I think the level of compliance when you talk of FCT is still very low. That's the reason why the Minister of FCT and the Minister of State held a very important meeting with religious leaders and stakeholders to ensure that people adhere to the COVID-19 Protection Law 2021, especially in the FCT. And they are also having problem because I cover the FCT and I know what it is, but I was at the meeting. What the minister gave and also saw that day was that FCT residents, especially those at the grassroots level, are not complying. So he directed the area council chairman, the traditional rulers, to also ensure that these rules are adhered to. Because if you go to markets, you will find out that this adherence is lacking. Many people are still not having it or not seeing this thing as a deadly virus. They believe it's not existing. You and I know that this is existing. They will be asking you, have you seen anybody that died?
Yes, I've seen somebody ask me that in the market.
That is it.
In the public market.
It should not be. It should not be. The awareness is enough for people to adhere. Do you wait until you see someone die before you adhere to these things? At least you are reading the papers, you are listening to radio, you are watching the TV, you are hearing all over the world what is happening. These are things that we should adhere to, no matter what. You don't need to be told to know what to do.
But apart from awareness, what other thing do you think is responsible for this? Is it, well, you've mentioned awareness and maybe the lack of it, or maybe too much. There is enough awareness and people just don't want to comply. What other thing is responsible for people ignoring the safety protocols set up for them for their own safety and then choosing to do otherwise?
I think another thing that is responsible is people don't want to obey the law. People just don't want to do the right thing. They are expecting the law enforcement agencies to talk to them before they do what is right. And in this part of the country, we are used to that, and it's not supposed to be. We are supposed to follow it to the letter. For example, Nigerians, FCT residents, wants to see law enforcers before they use their face mask. And when they are out of their way, they remove either their mask off their face and go their way. And these things are what the administration is preaching against. You must be with your face mask all the time. Don't allow yourself to be talked to before you use your face mask. For me, people are not adhering to it because they still feel that there is no coronavirus.
That is
especially at the grassroots level.
okay. So, but do you think the work of the task force or the tax team could lead to a significant drop in the number of cases we have in the FCT, especially coming from the grassroots, like you mentioned? If they do their work in those places, will we see a significant drop in the numbers for FCT?
Yes. We would, because like I said earlier, when the law enforcers are on ground, residents would adhere to this. If they are on ground, for example, if they're in the market, seeing the law enforcers, they will use their mask. They won't wait for anybody, or they won't wait for people to start forcing them to use their face mask. They will they automatically use their face mask, bearing in mind that there is a fine to be paid. They will use their face mask.
So does that mean that the law enforcement officers are not doing enough yet in those places to check the spread?
No, it's not as if they are not doing enough. They are doing enough, but they still need to do more. There is room for improvement. There are room for, because they can't be everywhere. That is the reason why the minister and the minister of state had held the council chairman and traditional rulers to help propagate this at the grassroots level.
How do you think their work will help propagate what you've mentioned?
It will,
How?
because if everybody is concerned about this and do the right thing and also obey the law enforcers, I think this will go a long way to further sensitize people, especially, like I said, especially at the grassroots level, because most of this lack of compliance majorly is at the grassroots level.
I mean, the role of the traditional rulers and the chiefs and all, what are their roles really in raising awareness, so people understand what the critical part they play in all of this?
Yeah, you know, traditional rulers are those people who people listen to. They are very important in our community. People want to listen to them. Whatever they say, bounce. Whatever they say, people want to listen. If they say people should follow part A, they want to follow that part A. They don't want to follow part B because a traditional ruler has said follow part A. So they are very, very key. If you agree with me, if you go to any palace, you will see their subjects there, and whatever they say bounce. People want to follow them. Even at times, want to obey their traditional rulers before obeying any government official.
Okay, but some Nigerians have complained that the law will be difficult to implement, you know, because many Nigerians have said that they can't afford to wear masks daily, every time, especially when they step out in the public. So, what other challenges do you think enforcers of the COVID-19 protection law they face in the effort to ensure compliance?
Yes, I will say something. The challenge they will also face is, number one, very important, lack of awareness, especially from the uneducated ones. Some of them still don't see reason for them to wear mask. I was part of the enforcement team to some places in FCT where we went to motor parks and we were advising them to the need to wear mask. Some of them are saying they are hungry. Some of them are saying it's choking them. Some of them are saying they won't die because they are not educated to that level. And the educated ones will not talk like that. They know the essence of wearing their face mask. But these ones that are not educated need more awareness, need to be talked to see reasons, to see need why they should wear their face mask. Because this virus is deadly. But they don't want to adhere to it. It's not as if they don't want to, they want to die. They don't want to die, but they still need that, like that push for someone to talk to them.
You know, at the beginning, when this enforcement thing came about, and we see the drivers complying. You know, when they carry their passengers, you won't see more than 2 or 3 people at the back. But now, when you see the public transports, they are overcrowded, and it seems as if they've all gone back to the norm, what used to be before the pandemic came. So, how do you think this issue can be addressed by the authorities?
Yes, for me, the only way now is for the enforcers, the tax team, to come out in full force. It's not as if they will bully anybody, but they need to still enforce the law. Like the administration has said, we need to enforce the law. If you don't enforce the law, people will not adhere to the law. That is the only thing that should be done. And that is the only thing that the tax team should be doing right now, is to enforce the law so that everyone could sit up. For me, if we are not enforcing the law, many people will take things for granted. Many people will see the reason why not to wear their mask. They will say, after all, no one is holding me, no one is here, no one will punish me, so let me just live my life the way it is. And like we have said, this is a second wave, very deadly. We don't need to take things for granted.
In this enforcement of the law, we saw in the news last week where the Wuse and UTC markets were shut down for violating the COVID-19 protocol and later reopened after they were actually fined by the mobile courts. Now, do you think these measures are enough to get people to organizations to abide by the rules? I mean, I don't know if you've gone to Wuse market or UTC in recent time after they reopened it.
Yes.
Are they complying now?
Yes, I've been to both markets, and I can tell you, as a journalist, that they are complying.
Okay.
You know why? Because of the earlier closure. It has reorientated them.
This is serious.
On the need to be putting on their mask. This is serious. That government can go all the way to shut market as long as they can, provided they wear their mask. If they are not complying, definitely there will be. I know, because the minister has even said it, that if they don't comply, the markets will be shut. So they will not want, even the market authorities will not want that Wuse market and other markets to be shut down because of business activity.
Interesting. But during the lockdown, when the enforcement was happening, there was a lot of human rights issues, violation happening, and then some people have said if they go with the full force that they used during the lockdown, or with this locking down of shops or markets, that it will actually affect their livelihoods and maybe clamp down on their human rights also. So how do you think they should go about this so that people are also not affected so much in the aspect of their livelihoods, and also they're also complying?
All right, in as much as I'm not holding forth for the task team on this, but I'll still want to say something, that we need to just checkmate ourselves. We need to do things right. We should not wait for anybody, even the government, to come to our aid to say do this or do that. What we need to do is just to follow the COVID-19 protocol, obey the protection law 2021 in the FCT, and everybody will live, nobody will die. But it's in a situation whereby we want people to push us to do the right thing. Things might go the wrong way.
All right. Okay. So it's Youth Assembly on Click Niger Internet Radio. My name is Sylvia Ishewe, and yesterday we are looking at the COVID-19 compliance with the COVID-19 or Coronavirus Protection Law 2021 in the FCT, and we are asking, how is compliance in your area, in your offices, in public places, in your homes, wherever, offices, business areas, in the markets, if you're in the market, Wuse market, UTC, how is the compliance so far, and other markets? But we have a comment here from Simon Matthias. Thank you, Simon, for your comment. And he says, well, in my office, we are very strict on the rules. I give kudos to FHI 360, but man on the street is a normal show. Okay, normal show.
Normal show. That's it.
So, yes, that's the thing.
You're not happy.
Okay, so how would you react to that?
Yes, he is right. That is his own view, which what he has seen, which also I'm seeing. Because if you get out there, many are not still adhering.
But from where the way he explained it, in his office they're complying. So these same people also enter the streets. And so in the office, because the rules are strict or people are there to enforce it, they take precautions. And then when they go out, you join the bandwagon.
That's why I said that we need enforcers. Nigerians want to be forced to do things. So we need the enforcers, the tax team, to go out there to continue their work until we achieve zero level. You understand? Where people see mask as a day-to-day thing that they wear. Things will go right for us. If you leave your office, if you're in the office, you put on mask, and you leave your office out there and you're not putting on mask, it doesn't make sense. The important thing is when you are out there, when you are in the office, anywhere you are, unless you are in your house, within your family members, you can let loose. But if you're out there, you should put on your mask always. This is what we are told to do, and we should do them.
So it seems as if the enforcement is haven't been their light on other public places like worship places. Some worship organizations or places are not complying with the COVID-19 protocols that have been put in place. So should we expect, what do you think? Should we be expecting the enforcement officers barging into worship centers and trying to enforce the law?
Yes, I think they have been doing that. They have been going to worship
centers. How many can they even go? We have so many.
So many.
In the FCT.
That is it. So many. They have been going there. So that's like what I said. They still need to do more. They can't be everywhere. They still need to do more. I was speaking yesterday. I spoke with the with the team, the task team, member of the task team, and I was asking them about the level of compliance, which they gave me a positive answer, and they said they will still be moving to worship centers unannounced. I use the word unannounced because if you announce it, they will start preparing to wear mask. But if they badge on them, we will see if they are adhering to the protocol or not.
All right, we'll get to schools even. That is another area to look at. But we have another comment from Muhammad Atahir. He says most commuters aren't observing them. Or okay, you will see two passengers in front of us in a small car with a driver making three persons in front, and they pass security agents on duty without challenges. So you have security agents, but they are seeing you. You have two people even in front, and you just pass. What is it that these security officers don't know that they are also part of the problem if they don't do anything about it?
Yeah, what do you have to say to this? I think it's in the law that Mr. President just signed that any security agent that do not carry out this enforcement will be dealt with accordingly. This gives the ample chance to anybody, be you security agent or major stakeholder, to enforce it.
Yeah.
When you enforce it, you have the backing of government. You should not just look the other way, because you are a law officer. You must enforce it. Don't look the other way. The law has given you the backing to do that. If that person refuses to do that, then
say I wasn't deployed to do that. I was only deployed to check criminals on the road.
No. The law. If they go through the law, they will see. The law is backing them.
All right.
It's backing them to do the right thing.
More comments we have. Simon, thank you again for your comments. Our government needs to take responsibilities. You cannot enforce what you flaunt also. You see the case of the late Abakari's Bureau, right? And even the new video of our president. If you want to keep us at home, you should sincerely assist the poorest on the streets. We didn't get much of that in the last lockdown. His thoughts. Thank you, Matthias. All right. So in all of this, also people taking responsibility. People in top places doing what they're supposed to do so that people down there also follow suit. This thing applies in every area, in offices also. If the boss is not wearing, the people also, the followers will likely not wear. And so it happens also. Like I said, in schools, have you been to any of the schools and see what is happening, if they are complying or not?
Yes, I've been to 3, 4, 5 schools. I'll start with my kids' school.
Okay.
They are complying, and others are also complying, but they still need to do more. There's still room for improvement, where you see some children coming to school without face masks. They need to do more, especially their parents need to do more. If you can't afford surgical mask, you can afford the rest. At least
there's a face shield also.
Face shield also, just to protect your children, so that they won't go through the stress. They will not die. This is what we are saying. All this we are saying is for our own good, not for anybody. So we just need to comply. We need to comply.
Okay. One other argument we've had is, if these children come to school, yes, the compliance is there. You wash your hands, you sanitize, you wear a face mask, and then they say the non-compliance happens after that. You are not there 24/7 or yes throughout the duration of school to see what really goes on. But when you ask some children, they will say, "Oh no, we eat in clusters like that," or during play, everybody plays like it's normal, and so this face mask comes to this level now. What do you think of people even not wearing their face masks properly in public places?
Governments have said that you need to put on your face mask properly. By the time you lower, by the time you lower your face mask
to this place,
that
you're only covering your mouth.
You're only covering your mouth. You're not covering the nose, and it's not good. The right thing is to cover the nose and the mouth.
Have you seen where somebody wants to sneeze and then they're wearing full face, like face mask up to this level, and the person brings it down to I've seen that happen, and then you wonder what
the essence of wearing face mask into
the face mask. And I think maybe the face mask will be dirty or something.
That's what it should be. That is into the face mask.
That is the awareness we're talking about. Some people don't understand that. That is actually how it's supposed to.
And they need to understand it. And some do understand, but choose to do whatever they want to, which is not right. We should do the right thing at the right time. Like in the schools, the teachers should also take up that responsibility of ensuring that the children do not eat in clusters. They should space themselves. These are children.
Yes, they want to play. They want to touch the other person.
These are the reasons why a lot of people do not want the school to reopen. But we must reopen. For me, schools should reopen, and also we should take precautions and monitor the children. The teachers, the school authorities should ensure that they should monitor the children. They should not lose guard. They should not lead them to do whatever they want to do, because these are children. They play a lot. They need to play a major role in schools. And out of school, the parent takes over.
True.
The parent takes over. Thank you.
All right. Simon again with his comments. For me, I am compliant for my health and safety, even though I look like an alien in some places I have been to recently. Leaders need to lead by example. Pastors, imams, police officers, government focal persons on TV and public places. God help us. Thank you, Matthias, for sounding the horn. Okay, so he said something about looking alien in some places. When you wear face masks where there is no compliance, you'll be like, only you sabi this thing. The kind of thing.
It all looks strange.
Yeah, yes. It does happen. And some people might actually say, oh, let me not feel like I'm the best person in this place. And then they take off that before going into that place. What do you have to say to people like that, or people who are even giving such compliments?
Yes, for me, I don't care. If I walk into any place and I feel that I should be masked and seeing people not putting on their face masks, I will advise them. I will not put it up. You just need to advise them. Let them know that you know what you are doing.
More like an opportunity to raise awareness.
That is it. Just tell them. Let them know that you need to wear the face mask. Like I said earlier, if I'm putting on and nobody is putting on, I will just tell them. I won't say because they are not putting on their face mask and I should remove mine. No, do the proper thing. Let them follow suit. Tell them to put on their face mask. So that because your life, and yes, very, very important, they need to just adhere. They need to, there is no shortcut to this than to adhere to the protocols. There is no shortcut.
There is no shortcuts, according to Mr. Gbenga. All right, but before we go, what's beyond the laws, beyond the compliance, the 2021 protocol, Corona protocol, what do you think can be done to get Nigerians to take responsibility in stopping the virus going forward?
Yes, Nigerians, we need to be conscious of our health. We need to be conscious of where we go. We need to be conscious of what we do. We need to be conscious of ourselves. We just need to be responsible. We need to be responsible. If we are not responsible, we might lose our lives. But just be responsible. When you are responsible, you could then tell the other person what to do. If you're not responsible, you can't pass the message across. What you need to do is to be responsible and make sure that at any point in time you don't lose guard. What I mean is that you are conscious of yourself, you are conscious of where you are staying, your environment, and be protecting yourself. Tell others to do the same. I think by all this we will get out of this mode if we are responsible. We must take responsibility of our lives, no matter the situation. We must not let anything go like that. We must just take responsibility. Very soon, I believe very soon, this thing will come back living a normal life. But for now, we should stick to the protocols and wear our face masks always. Wash our hands and follow the rules to be alive.
All right, wash your hands, sanitize where there is no running water, right? And then wear your face mask, and of course maintain social distancing. And to top it off, you have to just take responsibility, just like Mr. Gbenga
Omokhunu.
Mr. Gbenga Omokhunu says he's a correspondent with the Nation newspapers. Thank you so much for coming today to enlighten us and to also let's find solution in all of these problems that we have found ourselves in Nigeria.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. I hope next we invite you. You'll be here.
Why not? Why not?
Interesting. And to you all who sent in your comments, thank you so much for letting us know what the situation is in your area. We hope you stay safe and continue to observe the compliance that is needed to stay safe. And then tomorrow we'll see you again when we come up for Youth Assembly. The show was put together by Ihoma Nkeje. My name is Sylvia Ishebe. We'll see you tomorrow. But for now, listen to us on www.clickniger.net. And remember to follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Twitter, we are there, Instagram, and even, Facebook. We're right here, on YouTube also. Follow us on those handles, and you'll be fine. Okay, bye for now, and we hope you have a fantastic day.
Bye.
Bye too.